Good evening. We're going to get started in just about a minute here. I wanted to make sure that everybody had a chance to get in, but about 6 o'clock, we're going to be going ahead and getting started. If you know of some folks that own a business or are interested in talking about their business, or friends who enjoy the show, please do me a favor, text them, let them know that we are on. My goal is to try to be on for 2 hours tonight. As best I can, as long as I can hold in there. Want to give people a chance to talk. We are going to have a few housekeeping rules that everybody will need to pay attention to. Number one, we want to keep this as a positive atmosphere. And so no criticizing or making comments. If I see you making a comment criticizing somebody else, I'll go ahead and probably just swipe you off. Secondly, it's really, really important that if you want to talk tonight, that you are prepared. So if you ask to be sent the request to be included in the video, please go ahead and send that request. I will do my best to get to everybody. If you are called on, please be prepared. I may or may not announce that I'm calling on you, but try to be prepared so that we can make it a good experience for everybody else. And then lastly, and most importantly, just keep in mind that there are a lot of people that are going to want to talk and share their story tonight. So if I cut you off, it's not that I'm trying to be rude, but we only have a limited amount of time. This is the first time that we have been back in a long time. I know that a lot of you at the beginning of COVID joined me on my own Instagram, where we talked about all of the PPP money and all of the issues that were going on to help people. And so as we restart this evening, my goal is to get all of our heads right about getting back in the game, right? Getting our heads right about re-engaging and dusting ourselves off and getting back. Because the reality of it is that we are living in a new world. And this new world has new business rules. And some of the things that we have all collectively learned over the years, we may just have to throw those out the window. And in some cases, we're going to learn together. In other cases, we're going to take old examples and we're going to provide the new lesson that actually fits for what we're dealing with today. No question is a dumb question. And it's really important that you are transparent, vulnerable, and honest about what you're going through. I also want to use this opportunity to have everybody on here help me find the businesses and the industries that we believe are going to teach people the most. And so as we head into the back half of 2020 and into 2021, we're all dealing with a different set of rules. Those rules have to be redefined. I cannot do it by myself. I need your help. So we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. Sit back, get comfortable, and we will go from there. But please do me one other favor. If you have always wanted to ask a question, or always wanted to say something, positive or negative towards me, a criticism, you're challenging one of the decisions I've made, you don't like something, this is the forum to do it. Unfortunately, when we air the show, there is no interactive process. Our goal tonight, and hopefully in the future, is to make this as interactive as possible. I have very thick skin, and so it's important that we teach people the importance of being respectful, courteous, kind, and most of all, doing a good job with our lesson. Before we start bringing people on, there's a couple of small things. This mask right here that all of you are familiar with. People ask me all the time, what is the best kind of business to invest in? I don't know that I have that answer tonight, but what I do know is wearing a mask is the best return on investment that you can make. There's no second best. Respecting your space and your health and your family's health and other people's health. Whether you're going into their business or into their home or walking on the street, the adherence of this mask will be the best return on investment you will ever make. I'm going to take my mask off tonight because I am by myself. There is nobody near me. And so keep in mind that this mask will save lives. And in fact, it could save your business. So we'll go ahead and get started. Remember that I haven't done this in a while, so I'd ask you to be patient. I'm going to be bringing lots of folks on. And I'm going to pick somebody first. For those of you that were not part of this before, it's a lot of fun. We're going to bring on some familiar faces. In fact, we're going to start with a familiar face. If I call on you quickly, but I'm going to bring on a familiar face to get things started, to get things warmed up, I'm asking for Mike Anderson, one of the very best profit episodes with Tank Farm and the Anderson brothers. I know that I just sent the request to Mike. He may be driving or riding his motorcycle, so if he doesn't answer, I'll come back to him in a little bit. Here we go. Hello, Michael.
Hey, Marcus, how's it going?
I'm doing good, buddy. You are on The Profit Live, and so please be kind enough to sort of share some wisdom. All of us would like to know what's been happening with your business since COVID started. How have you and your brother, John, reacted to all of this?
You're obviously a big help in the beginning to making sure that we had our numbers put together to get that PPP loan. We were on the second round of that, so that was a huge help to allow us to. I'm over in the Long Beach Harbor right now, picking up my son from crew. One of the sports he can do because he's on the boat by himself. But it's a that was a big part, having that kind of money to keep our staff on board. And we worked from home for the first couple of months. As you know from the show, Tank Farm, we were able to kind of grow that side of the business online. So that has been growing. Obviously, we shut our small retail store down for a bit. The Anderson side of the business, Anderson Brothers Design and Supply, as you know, we work with a lot of other retailers. We work with a lot of breweries. A lot of craft beer companies had to close down, unfortunately, but a lot of them pushed to go online. So we really helped design apparel for them to go online, and we've been pretty steady. And so, knock on wood, we're really grateful for that.
How did you find new business in this time? I know that a lot of people were saying no, they're sort of battening the hatches down. What did you do to crack the door to get new accounts that viewers tonight can learn from you?
One thing that we really dialed our marketing. We made sure that we were posting on Instagram, we were doing our Facebook, we were putting some ads out. We didn't do, in the past, we always had our marketing on the Tank Farm side, but on the Anderson side, we made sure our weekly emails were going out. We're very consistent with our marketing and our message. And by doing that, I think it showed, we showcased the styles that we're focusing on at that moment, the t-shirts, the hoodies, certain designs that we were doing. I think it was a good thing to showcase the different things that we were doing. But one thing, it was nice to be able to go on the Profit. It was kind of right in the beginning of the shutdown that we were able to showcase kind of what we did. We definitely had some business come our way from the show, which was a huge help from you.
And how are things with you and your brother?
That's great. Yeah, we're good. We're good for sure.
You giggle, and we all know what that means, but I will say this to everybody that's watching. Mike and John have been one of the great success stories in profit history. They were a successful business in certain areas. Today, they are 5 times as big as they were. Their customer retention is phenomenal, and their ability to execute their strategy has been relatively flawless. And so if you are ever in the Seal Beach area, it may make a good stop to reach out to them. I know that a lot of people have emailed them asking for opinions and advice. And the whole mode around the show was to pass the torch not only for me, but other experts that come on the show, and then businesses that are on the show that do the right things, both ethically, morally, financially, practically, that now have the responsibility of sharing that knowledge with other people. And so, Mike, I know that you do that all the time. So thanks to you and John, buddy. We'll catch up soon.
Thank you so much.
All right.
See you, Marcus. You're the man. Bye.
So one of the important things that I think all of us learned through this COVID process is the importance of leaning on each other. And while all of us feel like we are smart in our own right, I think the most important thing is to recognize what others can bring to our business. And that's sometimes hard to admit. I know that when I go into businesses, those of you who watch the show get frustrated that some of the business owners don't listen. But it's important for you to understand that if you are a business owner, like most of you are, it's not easy to have somebody come in your business. You've put your blood, sweat, and tears, you put your family on the line, and it's really, really important to make sure that you come in now in this day and age with an open mind. And so as we go through this process, if you see somebody say something that you like, feel free to hit them up on Instagram or call their business or talk to them. They may not be able to spend hours with you, but they will give you the tips and the techniques that they've used to get through this. It definitely will take an army of small businesses for us to overcome this issue. So I'm going to bring somebody else on as well. Let's go ahead and see. All righty. If you'd like to come on, do me a favor and you can push a button that actually allows you to be invited. Karsten, and I can't say your last name, but here we go. How are you? Hello, sir. Hello. Can't see you. Okay. That didn't work out so well. Please be patient with me tonight. We have haven't done this in a while, and so people are going to get warmed up. And for those of you that joined a little late, we'll be here for a couple of hours.
Sophia.
Hi.
Hey, Marcus, what's happening?
How are you?
Good. I'm getting ready to get my 2-year-old down to bed, and saw it pop up, so wanted to get an invite.
Do you need us to come back to you after you put her to bed?
No way, man. No way. I actually watched the Anderson brothers today because my business is very similar. So it's crazy that I didn't even know that you were going on live. So it's serendipitous.
So tell us who you are, where you're located, what your business is, and how all of us collectively as a team can help.
Yeah. So my name is Jeremy Picker. I have a apparel design firm called Amber Creative in Denver, Colorado. We serve nonprofits, food and beverage, and religious organizations with merchandise lines, focusing on retail, fashion, and design. So when I saw
would you call yourself a promotional company?
No, I would consider us a design agency for apparel. You know, I don't like tchotchkes. I don't want to create what I've been calling brand fill that people throw away. I want to help companies, corporations with quality merchandise, and use the design to help nonprofits raise money for their causes.
And do you design and produce, or you just handle the design side and you outsource the production?
So similar to the Anderson brothers, we outsource everything. You know, we want to be good at what we are and helping customers, and then let the manufacturers do their thing and not have the overhead. I like a lean business model.
And so if we give you a particular context or an idea, you go back to the drawing board, you design it, right?
Yep.
And then you help that business sell them and generate the revenue. Is that sort of the model?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So we do the ideation, you know, based on market trends. We come up with concept sketches and pitch it to our customers. You know, we like the retail side, but you know, for corporate merchandise, a lot of corporate merchandise is boring. So we really want to try to elevate it and get something that people are actually going to wear and not throw away and kill that fast fashion.
Why did you pick nonprofits as a sector to help?
So my parents growing up, they ran an orphanage before I was born. So my dad being a pastor, it was kind of like instilled in us. And I lived in Haiti for a while. I helped manage an orphanage and really wanted to utilize merchandise to do the fundraising. So
who's that?
Ezra and our new cat. Ezra, say hi, Marcus.
Hi, buddy.
And so I came from the band merch world. I toured with rock bands for 10 years selling merchandise and really saw that live event emotional purchase. So I really wanted to take that to nonprofits, because most nonprofits struggle with fundraising, and if the merchandise is quality enough, it brings us like year-long revenue stream.
Is there particular nonprofits that you work with more than others that you have an affinity towards? And I'm not asking you to pick your favorite, because that wouldn't be good, but is there one particular that's near and dear to your heart?
Well, I love the Red Cross, but as the nonprofits get bigger, the more corporate they become, and the less they really understand branding and that brand equity. So I try to focus on mid-tier. Here in Colorado, we work with grow houses for food for the inner city, food banks. You know, I really like the food aspect, and with my food and beverage company, it goes well with my restaurants and breweries that want to give back as well.
What's some of the biggest challenges that you've experienced in the last, call it 120 days? What's really kept you up at night?
Everyone stopped at ordering t-shirts, you know, with the religious side, they got shut down, and the food and beverage side, they got shut down overnight. You know, all these thoughts went through my head. Am I going to have to shut down? Am I going to be a one-man team? I have 5 employees, so we're pretty small. Real quick, you know, you have to figure it out. We had our best year ever last year. And then this year we were down, 50% within a couple months. So PPE, I started finding, you know, suppliers of sublimated masks, doing gaiters, and I just started pitching it, and it actually helped sustain us. Like Mike, we got the PPP, thank goodness. The first round, my wife killed it, you know, make sure we got in.
Is your wife in the business with you?
She used to be my CFO. She's a scientist, and apparel wasn't her jam, but it was our family business.
So wait a minute, your wife is a scientist and a financial expert. Why isn't she on this call?
MBA from Wharton. Sophia, come here.
Honestly,
from Wharton.
you could just leave.
A
We'll just take her.
PhD in chemistry, and she works for a large cancer diagnostics company.
Did any of your friends ever tell you were an overachiever?
She is. She has 5 degrees.
You're the overachiever.
Hey, I'm married up, man.
You married up, my man. Is she on her way? We'd like to just say hi.
Sophia, please come. Yes, Marcus Lemonis, the prophet, is on Instagram right now. The prophet. Okay. Sophia, come here.
She's like, who? I don't know what that is.
I just told them that you're a Wharton MBA grad.
How are you?
Hi. How are you? To do this is amazing.
Instagram Live.
I wanted to meet the brains of the family, so we asked you to come.
Hi. My gosh.
So she was my CFO.
Tell us a little bit about how COVID has affected your family and the business. If you just share a little bit with us, we would appreciate that. There's a bunch of people watching across the country right now. You are on live. And so we'd like to have your family share with our families, you know, what's working and what's not working right now.
Yeah, you know, so I think as 2 full-time working parents, that was one of the most challenging things. We ended up with no childcare, 2 young children. And that was, you know, we know so many families across the United States were faced with this issue. You know, au pairs that were not coming to the country, and it made it a little bit even tougher to find, you know, kids are not going to schools. So trading off every 2 hours and being focused on our business and at the same time, you know, getting work done. I think that was one of the big challenges for us. Obviously, you know, the face-to-face connection is so important, the handshake. And I am used to being on the plane and traveling. I'm actually in the medical diagnostics industry. So for me, you know, those meetings and those face-to-faces were always key. And all of a sudden, you know, I can't get on the plane, although I do have that camera, just like we do right now here. It changes things a little bit. At least that one face-to-face connection, I think, is so important. So that has been a challenge.
Is it fair, Sophia, is it fair to say that your family through this process, while it was stressful, hi buddy, while it was stressful, did your family get closer through this process?
You know what? Depends when you ask. No, but definitely, you know what? I mean, this
survival.
It is survival mode, you know, and fortunately we're in Colorado. We do spend a lot of time outside. We find time to go outdoors, but being in one home all the time, right? And I worked with Jeremy previously, so so working together for so many years, there's a lot of challenges that come with it. But now you're working in the same office, you are working in the same kitchen, you're working with the same kids in the same car all the time. So yes, definitely that's a big stressor. Did it bring us closer? I think so. You know what? Ask us 6 months from now too.
No, I'm sure it's going to be better. Well, listen, thank you guys for coming on. You should be very proud of the family that you've put together, and it's difficult to work together and to be in business together and to do all these things. And I think the one thing that we all love about seeing your face is that there's hope and there's optimism.
Absolutely. Don't give up.
Yeah.
It's going to get better. It's, you know, you just got to try, and that goes with life before this, you know.
Oh, there's another.
You got Spider-Man there.
Hi, buddy. Well, listen, thank you so much for supporting small business, and we appreciate you guys very much.
Thank you for what you do. We're big fans. Appreciate it, Marcus. Have a good night.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Marcus.
Look, I think one of the most challenging things that all of us have experienced is that we've lived in closer quarters. And while historically we were able to go to work in the morning and come home at night and share a meal together, and now you're eating 3 meals together. And in some cases, it hasn't necessarily worked out. And there's a requirement to get to know people again and to get to immerse yourself. I want to draw a parallel between what it's like to be at home, immersed with your family and getting to know them better, and what you didn't do to get to know the people in your business better. Because you were forced to be in the house, you were forced to have conversations, you were forced to ask questions, you were forced to be a good listener. At your work, you're not forced to do any of those things. You have a choice of what you want to do. And for those of you that took the time to build a nice, tight relationship with your fellow coworkers or with your partners, it gave you a chance to solve problems together. And I think the lesson that I want to take away from that last couple, and maybe even from a lot of you, is that more dialogue is always better than less dialogue. And as we head into this next phase, this new unbelievable opportunity to do it the second time even better, what are we going to learn from that we didn't do right the first time? What are we going to learn from that we didn't necessarily think about when we didn't have to? And that's really the question for tonight, is how do we move forward? Not look backwards, but how do we move forward and learn from those lessons? Bring a couple more folks on. Let's bring Casbo's Market on. Casbo's Market. Invite is sent. Here we go.
Hi, Marcus.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good to see
It's
you.
so
Tell
good to
everybody
see you.
who you are, where you are, what you do, and give us some exciting news.
Okay, so my name is Benita, and I'm the owner of Casbo's Market, and I make Syrian cheese. And Marcus, yes, Marcus, remember I'm the one that you connected me with Ideal Cheese Shop.
Oh, the episode from New York City.
Yes, yes.
Are you still selling to them today?
I am. And so we sold out within the first 2 weeks of delivering to them.
And who do you
then-
deal with there?
So I
Who
deal
do you
with
talk?
Michael.
You deal with Michael. Isn't he wonderful?
He's so nice. He was really good to me. He was very patient, and I told him that, you know, I was trying to get everything organized, and he said, "Don't worry." He's like, "I'll whenever you're ready, bring it in." So
Let me ask you a question. When you went to
launched
see
in
him,
his store
just a quick
I'm sorry,
question.
go
When
ahead.
you went in to see him,
Yeah.
when you went in to see Michael, what was the experience like? Was he as polite as you thought he was going to be? How did the store look? Because I haven't been there since COVID started. Can you give us a little dirty laundry?
Sure. So the store looked really nice. They have that center marble table that has the Zoe's chocolates on it. And
Okay,
I
good.
thought it was a very pretty presentation in terms of when you enter. It was very organized.
Was
And
it
Michael
clean?
Yes, it was clean.
Okay.
It really was. And the cases were full of cheese. He didn't
And
have a
how
lot
has
of
your
empty.
sell-through been? How has your sell-through been?
It's been really, really good. So in the past 30 days, I've sold almost $700 worth of cheese.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
pretty exciting.
I know. And I've only been up and running since July.
Well, congratulations to you. Are there any questions that you have for me or for anybody else on the call tonight?
Yeah. So Marcus, 2 questions. So now that I'm starting to gain some popularity, I'm going to go and try to get into other stores. How do you try to get into a supermarket if you don't really have connections? Like, at what point do you say this is the right time to try to accomplish that?
What I love about what you've done is you went into a small, very popular, well-established cheese market in New York City that's kind of the bellwether of cheese markets. And what I think you've done is you've created a proof of concept. So you're going to want to get a testimonial from the shop owner with some sales figures. I think what ultimately you need to do is you need to find an international food distributor. And the early thing would be to think, okay, I'm going to go to the powerhouses, the Cisco's or the Gordon Food Services. But at the end of the day, the type of product that you have requires a speciality to it. It requires a patience and a knowledge and an understanding of the product. And I would encourage you to do some research on specialty international food distributors And maybe
Okay.
just start in the New York City area or in the tri-state area where you can get another proof of concept. So you start with a base. I tried it in one shop. I went to 5 shops. I went to 10 shops. And then you take all of that data, both local, regional, and maybe even coastal, and you then build on that. Can you buy the cheese online, or is it hard to ship?
So it's really hard to ship, and Michael did put it on the website. But it's expensive to ship it, to be honest with you. It's so hard to keep it cold.
Why is it expensive?
Well, Michael does it by weight, and so it's just, I think, costly for you to buy the dry ice and the packaging and to pay for that shipping. I mean, I would love to be able to ship it, but I just think it's logistically it's challenging. So
there's a Lebanese or Middle Eastern restaurant in New York City that has asked for help for the upcoming season, and we haven't made a decision yet. I believe their name is Toom, Toom or Toum. Are you familiar with them? It's
Toom, yeah, I've heard
quick
of them.
service concept.
Yes.
So I want you to reach out to them, and I want you to see how you can get in their place. Okay?
Oh, okay. I know exactly what you're talking about. And, the Middle Eastern market is really, really growing. And so I have this really crazy vision of creating almost like a kiosk at a supermarket where you have like those Mushi refrigerators that have that little ice creams. So you have like a refrigerator where inside you have Middle Eastern cheese. You could get like za'atar bread. And then above, we could build out like something like a shelving unit with dried mint, Aleppo pepper, and you kind of have like your one-stop shopping for Middle Eastern food.
Well, I'm going to be calling you because I haven't unveiled it yet, but I'm launching a new Middle Eastern quick serve concept that will be the sister to the Simple Greek.
Oh my gosh.
And it's very cool, and we wanted to have a market feel. So I may call on you, because I know how to find you, to come in and help us with at least the market area process, okay?
I would love that. I would absolutely love it because, that market is growing, and you look at what Kava is doing. And, that business Kava, they're buying up all these like Middle Eastern places, and they're building this concept almost like a Chipotle.
I agree. Well, listen, take care. Good luck, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Take care.
It's so good to see you.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye. You too.
Oh my.
You have to really respect and enjoy the enthusiasm. I remember that young lady from earlier in the year when we started these live shows, and we created a contact between Michael from Ideal Cheese Shop, who's been an amazing owner, who's really executed and done everything that he's talked about. And I like the fact that she followed through on all that stuff that she did. So congratulations to Cosmos Market. Let's bring in, let's see, who should we call on? Let's bring in the displays. GLM Displays. We are calling on you. Hopefully you are available.
Oh my God.
Hello.
Oh, Marcus.
Hi.
Hi. Am I on? Oh,
Yep, you're on.
okay. Great.
How you doing?
Good. I was just.
Are you in
talking to my
Minnesota,
daughter. She
South
wants
Dakota,
something to
North
eat,
Dakota,
so
or Wisconsin? Hi.
say hi, Marcus.
Hi, Marcus.
What is your name?
Chloe.
Nice to meet you. I love your glasses.
Thank you.
So
Oh,
where
okay.
do you guys live? Are you in Minnesota, Wisconsin, North Dakota, or South Dakota?
Central Minnesota. Yep.
I couldn't tell by your voice.
Oh, you're right.
Are you near Baxter?
No, not. Well, it's not too far, but we're
Bemidji?
central. Baxter is pretty close to Brainerd area. About an hour out of there.
Where are you? What city are you in?
Well, Becker is a small little town. That's where my office is. But St. Cloud, Central Minnesota, that's where we're.
Tell everybody a little bit about who you are, what your business is, and what you do, and then we're going to jump right into it.
Sure. So we sell trade show displays. I actually was on one of these episodes before, and thanks very much for that. But
yeah,
so we're in the trade show industry, which has been rocked very heavy, like any live event industry. So we're trying to find our new place in the world.
yeah.
And we're to be transparent, Marcus, we're a distributor. So we work with wholesale manufacturers. Very much business model, very similar to the promotional product industry. So I don't do the printing. I partner with wholesale printers that do the printing, and we sell their products. So we're a solution provider for our clients.
And why do you have to be limited to trade shows?
We don't. The long story made short, I started in this industry in 2001, and I was the production guy. I was the one making the trade show displays, and many other things, retail, anything. And for whatever reason, trade show displays kind of became my little shtick. I began to know those products. I know the manufacturers. I knew everything inside and out for what people
You really
needed.
became an expert at it. Yeah.
Yeah, modestly, I'm no expert in anything, but yeah, that became our thing.
Well, you're an expert at being a good dad,
Well, thank you.
right?
Yeah, we try.
And so if I connected you with a company like Precise Graphics, would you be out selling their products for them? Is that you would represent their products in the Midwest? Is that how it would work?
Well, we don't have regions, so if they have a wholesale, I'm very careful not to just be. I hate the term middleman. I'm sure you hear that. So
Yep.
we're not middlemen. Target, sells the TV, but they don't manufacture the TV. That's the way I explain it to people. So we help you find the right solution. So if the customer is best going directly to them, I'm not a very good salesperson where I might say, you know what, these guys would be a better fit for you. And sometimes I might give that up to the client.
Well, let me stop you right
best for
there.
them.
Let me stop you right there. It's
Sure.
it's okay to not be the middleman because you may feel like all you're doing is costing the customer money, right?
Right.
But if you think about yourself like a funnel, when we put oil in our car, it goes through a funnel. And if you think about yourself like a funnel, you are essentially providing the lead for the other company. And so if you don't want to stand as a middleman, you can stand inside as an independent rep. And if you build a network of these types of companies for you to rep, everybody's got big format printing, small format printing, fixtures, overhead signs, floor graphics, wall graphics. There's a variety of different things. And I think it's important for you to expand it, particularly with the trade show business going to be tough for a minute, right? It's going to be tough. And so what have you done to pivot in terms of your product offering, knowing that the trade show business is going to be a little softer for a while?
Yeah, excellent question. And that's, I don't know if I have a question for you on this, but basically I'm chasing my tail. We're trying to, provide anything that we can just to pay the rent. So anything COVID related is the hot thing right now. We haven't been very big in the mask market, but dividers, sneeze guards, anything that our products, and I have great relationships with the manufacturers. I'm on the phone with them discussing, hey, how can we put a hand sanitizer dispenser on this unit so that it can be branded and not look ugly. So if you walked into, a store, a retail environment, it looked nice, but also could be clean. And Quick Trip has been doing that since day one. So kudos to them. I think a lot of companies honestly need to, whether it's COVID or not, it's a good market, but that's what we're trying to do. But it's been a struggle to make sure that, we got the PPP money. So prior to that, I laid, and we're a small company. So there was 3 full-time employees besides myself. Everybody was laid off, got the PPP money, brought them back. Money ran out, was able to hold on for a few.
Do you
more
think you brought
periods.
people back too early?
Yes.
One of the challenges that I talked about in one of our previous videos is finding that balance that once the PPP money came in, to find the balance between helping and assisting your folks to stay on unemployment while the fees were high, because once things turned back on and you brought people back, you were going to burn through that money pretty quick.
Yeah.
And the PPP money, I think everybody got it and was so excited to get it and started maybe not thinking about it as their last dollar. They started thinking about it as their first dollar.
Yeah, and real quick on that, you're absolutely right. What happened is the weekend after they announced it, that this was going to be a thing, I was probably reading about it before my banker was. And so we were in the first round very early on, and there was no idea, no rules, no regulation. And basically it was told to me, get everybody back yesterday and they have to be full-time. So we did that, and we, you know, and I struggled trying to find ways of being a good leader to get people onto the right track, because I didn't know. This was so new. I didn't know what to have them do or what we should work on or focus on. So yeah, we burned through it. And then by the
Look,
time
if I was, go ahead, sir.
by the time Congress extended it to the, what is it now, 32 weeks, 42 weeks, whatever, and you could cut pay down by 20% and still be in good standing. I didn't even know, that wasn't even on the table when I was spending.
I think the biggest challenge, right, is that the PPP money application process was fumbled, but I understand why it was. You're asking the federal government to issue billions of dollars in a couple of weeks, and I know people were angry. But I think what was even more difficult than the actual process of getting the money was understanding what the confines were, how it all worked, what was I supposed to do with it, what was going to be forgiven. And in some cases, the people that got it early got the shortest end of the stick, because the rules kept changing every single time you turned around. And if you made a decision to do one thing, then the rule changed. You probably said to yourself, I wouldn't have done that had I known.
Absolutely. And you're right. You can't complain about it. They gave the money out so fast, but you know, if I signed a contract with you and you signed a contract with me, we would honor that. It was a little aggravating to find out that they changed their side of the rules after it was signed. And so, you know, even now with the forgiveness, it's hard to understand the forgiveness process. So I'm at a point where if they do a second round, I might not take it, because I have the personality. I'm not a gambler. I just want to know what the rules are to the game, and I'll try to figure it out the best I can.
So let me address two things, if I could. Number one, I'm going to start with the last part. If the money is offered again, you're going to take it. And let me tell you why. There's no cost to taking money, and if you don't use it, giving it back. Okay. But possession is always 9/10. And so if your business is in need and you're employing people and you're doing the right things with it, not buying a Lamborghini like somebody did in Florida, but if you're doing the right things, you are entitled to that money. From my opinion, all of the businesses in America, all these folks paid in for years to be able to pull on something when they needed it. So nobody's giving you a gift. Nobody's doing you a favor. That money is entitled to you. What's key, though, is remembering that you want to respect that money like you are. You're respecting the rules and you're respecting the process. But if that process opens up again, and it may, I would strongly encourage everybody watching this to take the money, put it in a separate bank account, not dump it in your primary bank account, and really sit on it and wait for things to change. The second thing is, if I was a betting man, which I am, I truly believe that at the end of the day, the PPP money, my opinion only, for full disclosure, it's just my opinion, will all get forgiven. And whether it's a political move by one party or the other, or it's a campaign promise by one party or the other, everybody in America knows that small businesses are the lifeline of this entire country. And they employ more people than any other business in this entire country. And the lack of health of our small businesses puts our entire economy at risk. So because of that, I think all of us, including me, will be advocating that, yeah, we should be auditing people. And we should be ensuring that they didn't go out and buy a second home and do crazy things. But if you could genuinely talk about the fact that the money stayed in your business and it went for operating expenses and not for your own personal benefit, I'm a pretty big believer that that is going to get forgiven. Let me switch back to your business for just a second, just to clarify before I let you go. You don't actually manufacture anything, is that correct?
Correct.
So you design it and you outsource the manufacturing.
Correct.
Okay. And give me a big city that you're near again, St. Cloud.
Minneapolis would be an hour out.
Forest Lake.
Yeah, that's a little further south, but yeah.
Lakeville.
Yeah, it's
Monticello.
right next to Monticello.
Great. So I want you to take a trip to my Monticello Camping World store.
Yes.
And we have not perfected the art of the social distancing signage. We have some up. But what I've been telling the team is that I want to see a combination of the retail message mixed with social distancing. Because social distancing signage, as we move into next year and the year after and the year after, will probably still be a thing. It should be, okay? But I think a lot of businesses are going to want to see that integrated into something else. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay you $1,000 to design a whole store package.
Okay.
And then if I like it, I'll give you all the stores in Minnesota. And I think we have 11 or 12. But hold on. But I got to like the work first. And I'm not an easy person.
I know. I watch the
know
show.
that.
I get it.
So I will pay you to design it. You're going to email me, Marcus@marcuslemonis.com. My team member, Karen, who's watching this, will make sure that we get it handled. And we'll work on getting you the floor plan, and you'll do the drawing. But you have to earn the business. And that's the message to everybody here. You can earn the business. And every small business is as good as a big business. I think it's actually better. Want to know why?
Why?
Because there's a closer connection to humans in a small business.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a relationship-based opportunity. And I think when you can be in a relationship-based business, the owner, the chances of the deal happening are much better. And the more layers of separation that happen, the lower the odds. Yeah. So Marcus@marcuslemonis.com will get you the information. I'm going to pay you $1,000 to design the space. If I don't like it, I'll give you a couple chances. If I like it, I'll give you all the stores in Minnesota. If I don't like it, we're going to learn from what we didn't do right. Fair deal?
Awesome.
Okay, go give your daughter a hug. Have a great night, my man.
Thank you. You
Take
too.
care, brother.
Thank you.
One of the things that we want to really impose upon people as we move into the back half of this year and we get ready for 2021 is that all people want is an opportunity. Nobody wants a handout, they want a hand up. Nobody wants a gift, they just want a chance. And so for those of you that have an opportunity to give somebody a chance, this is that moment. And for those of you that need a chance, this is that moment. Okay, let's see who else we can bring on. I want to find somebody really fun and different that we haven't seen. Ooh, this one looks fun. Let's see. I'll see who at the Mad Dog has to say.
Come in.
Hi.
Hey, Marcus, how are you?
How you doing?
All righty. I think we were on with you a while back, me and my wife.
Okay, great. How are you?
Right here. Welcome.
Hi, Marcus.
How are you, ma'am?
I'm good. Sorry, I was coming right over. I'm turning the tofu chili I'm making for the business.
Oh, what's the business for the Mad Dog hot dogs?
Yes, Mad Dogs. We spoke back in April.
So what are your two names? Remind me.
Mitch and Maria.
And where are you located? In New Jersey?
No,
Nope.
Venice. I know we got the New York accent, but we're in Venice, Florida.
Venice, Florida, bringing Mad Dog hot dogs to Venice.
You're going to have us out at your Fort Myers Camping World once
For
everything's
catering.
cleared out, if that rings
once
a bell.
everything cleared out. We're not there yet, but we're close.
I know. I know.
Yeah, we all the catering contracts that we had were all been canceled. So but
tell
we
us,
know
are you guys open again? Are you open again?
No, we're open. We've been open the whole time. It's because we have a drive-through. So it's coming on 11 years now that we've been in business.
And tell me what's happened. Tell me what's happened with the business since April.
Actually, we lost all our catering, which was 20% of our business. But luckily for our drive-through, our business is actually, our numbers are up over last year. Even losing catering.
Hold on. So you're saying your overall business is up because of the drive-through, not just that the drive-through is up, but your overall business is up.
Yes.
So what did that?
Even losing all the catering.
What did that teach you?
That the drive-through is key.
Especially and people do not feel safe being indoors in places.
Right.
They'd rather go through a drive-through where they feel a lot safer.
You know, for our place is very small, but we have a full-scale menu it's just a working kitchen. So we have the outdoor seating, but we had to close that down for a couple of months. But it's open again with minimal seating. and we don't have any indoor seating. But we had a foundation going in. If this was our first or second year, we probably wouldn't have made it through. But because we have almost 11 years, down, that helped people know that we were there. People already knew we had the drive-through. So there was a lot that factored into this. It wasn't just because we had a drive-through, but because we had the drive-through, this is what helped us. It was our saving grace in the process. So, and it stayed active the whole time because people know there's always a distance when you come to a drive-through, so they don't have to worry about that. And because we built that name from the ground up, so people already knew coming in that we have a great product. We have it's all about the quality, the ingredients, everything we've done from day one, we did from the ground up.
So let me ask you a couple of very direct questions. For those people that are watching, or those people that'll watch later that are in their first or second year of business, who, as you pointed out, didn't have the benefit of all your years of experience in building it up, what advice would you give them that you believe will help them get through this process? What pivot would you be telling them to make if you were with me on the show?
It's teamwork. Because it's going to be days, you're going to have down days, and it's always good to have the other half trying to boost your confidence and keep and going on. The first couple of years is the hardest anyway. Every year that we've been in business, there has been some kind of disaster. So, and we have made through it, all of it. We have made through it all, and so you have to push through. You have to push through. Even in the first year, second year, third year, we didn't have a foundation, and we opened when the Gulf oil spill, and it was like a ghost town during that time, but we still pulled through. You got to have faith. You got to believe in what you're doing and keep going. But when
Mitch,
I say you got to believe in what you're doing.
I don't even know why we need you, sir. I mean, she's got this so dialed in. She's got this. And anybody that's watching this tonight, if they ever visit Venice, Florida, we're going to come through your drive-through, and we're not going to ask for you, sir. We're just going to ask for the boss. Is that okay? Listen,
Sure.
I want to give all the viewers 3 tips of advice, but I want you to tell me if you agree or disagree with the advice after I give the 3 things, okay?
Okay.
Number 1, as small business owners, we need to find alternatives to the traditional food delivery companies. We cannot continue to pay 20 and 30% for delivery, and we need to find those alternatives. And when our food costs are 25 to 30%, we can't afford to give up another 25 or 30%.
No.
So that's number 1. Number 2, for those people that are looking to get in business or already in business, I want you to think about your footprint and think about it very differently than you ever have before. And while COVID, there may be a cure and there may be a vaccine, people going forward are just wired differently today. And so you don't need as much space. Try to shrink things down.
You don't.
If you have a current space today and your lease is coming due sometime soon, try to negotiate either a reduction in your space or, most importantly, a reduction in your rent. If you're incapable of doing that, I'm going to give you idea number 3. With delivery, pickup, and catering being big, one of the things that I'm really strongly encouraging people to do that have larger kitchens is to create a ghost kitchen model. And a ghost kitchen model is essentially taking all of your existing assets. So let's say you have a full kitchen and you are an Italian restaurant, but you have a team that knows how to make Italian and other cuisines. You can create a whole nother brand, and right on Grubhub or Uber Eats or whatever delivery service you need, you can create another brand and it can come out of that same kitchen. So you can actually start to populate a larger business model out of the same infrastructure. It doesn't work necessarily if you have a very small space and it's hot dogs, but if you have a larger space, and I'm trying this with some of the businesses, you can actually maneuver your kitchen in a way where you can add a whole nother concept and populate yourself on all those delivery services. Which one of those 3 do you disagree with the most?
The last one.
Let's debate.
I have to be honest.
Let's
We've been
debate.
through it. We've been through it. We've tried it. I'd hate to say this, with everybody listening.
It's okay.
I don't want to. What's that?
You could say it. We're okay.
Well, no. It's just that they're the dishonesty in it. You know, it's
She's talking about DoorDash.
I'm talking about
Uber
all
Eats.
of them. They take your menu without telling you.
Time out. Separate out the need to provide alternatives for those providers. Separate that out for a minute. And let's move into a world where the providers are now more in line with what a small business can afford. Let's assume that for this discussion.
Okay.
What types of things do you make in your kitchen besides hot dogs?
Everything. We have a full scale menu we have, you know, a dozen different kinds of hot dogs to choose from.
More than hot dogs.
We have also, I'm sorry?
More than hot dogs. What do you have?
Yeah. No, we have a full scale menu. We have every facet of everything that's up. And like right now, I'm making tofu chili because we have a huge vegan vegetarian following. We also do hot sandwiches. We do Italian beef.
So slow down for a second. And I'm going to really challenge you with this because I feel strongly about it. Because you already do all of these other things, and because you have the infrastructure for it, and whether that's serving the vegan community or doing whatever, what would stop you from creating an additional brand, a virtual additional brand, as a side-by-side to the hot dog place? Because intuitively, people wouldn't think to get some of the products that you've defined at a hot dog place.
Well, we actually just did about a month ago. Because we're finding people would rather just go through a drive-thru than go into a place. We started another version of our menu called Roasters and Reubens, where it's roast turkey sandwiches, grilled chicken sandwiches.
Is it another
turkey
version of your
Reubens,
menu?
chicken Reubens, corned beef Reubens?
Is it another version, or is it a whole nother company that the online person would see?
No, it's just another version that we added.
Okay, so I'm willing to bet the farm that if you actually took the menu and you broke it up into different pieces and you created another brand and you went to the same providers that are delivering food today and you came to them with a new concept and it populated, you would see a rise in your overall business, because tofu chili sounds amazing, but I wouldn't think...
Of course, I make it from scratch.
But I wouldn't think to get that at Mad Dog Hot Dogs.
Right.
Okay.
But it's all been word of mouth. Our business has been old school from day one, and you know we're old school. And believe it or not, the best grapevine is your customers. That's who made our business. We stayed away from a lot of stuff out there that, you know, was a lot of money. So we kept our costs low by letting our customers do the talking for us, and they have been wonderful. And we've always had their utmost respect because of that.
So are you saying you won't think about my idea? You're just saying no?
I'm not, no. It's not saying that. It's not saying that at all.
If it comes from you, it has to be a good idea.
We're always looking to do more. We are. And,
what was,
you know.
Ma'am, what was your first name again?
Maria.
So Maria's Vegetarian Cafe or Maria's Vegetarian Palace.
Yeah. Like right now, we had actually, right before this all started, we were supposed to open up another location. But we put it on the back burner now because it was supposed to be for the indoor seating. Because we can't have indoor where we are, we decided to open up another place where we would have that indoor, because we have such a great camaraderie when all our customers get together. You
don't need another restaurant. And now
it's not.
It was supposed to open in late March, and it's actually sitting there right now as a storage unit.
Okay.
It's not that we needed it. We tried different avenues. As being in business for all these years, we'll take a low risk avenue that we don't put so much into it, because we don't go into huge places. You know, if they saw that you don't need 10,000 square feet, you just need enough space to do what you have to do and keep your costs low, keep your overhead low, and still have a great business and not lose money.
Okay, I'm going to move on, but before we go to Fort Myers, we're going to have a phone conversation, another one, where I'm going to try again to get you to understand what I'm asking you, because I know you get it.
I understand.
Yeah.
But I want to move the ball forward, because you're already doing the work and you already have the rent and you already have the expertise. Now I want to make money doing it.
Like we were going to do something, a salad cafe. We were going to do, that's what I'm saying, like, and we had the whole menu ready to go before all this started. So we were going to look into different avenues. It was actually going to be in the same plaza as where we are, because
you don't need another space. But I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you go.
I'm 200 square feet.
You don't need
200.
You don't need another space in this world. In this new world we're living in, you don't need any more space.
I know, you're right.
Don't forget
you're right.
to email me, guys, so we can set up Fort Myers. Marcus@marcuslamonis.com so we can get Fort Myers confirmed, okay?
All
And
right,
thank
Marcus,
you.
I
Thank
totally
you, guys.
agree.
Good luck.
Call her and talk her into it, please.
I'm talking to you, Mitch. She'll run me over. Okay, guys, we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Mark.
Bye.
I think essentially the idea for those of you that do have a restaurant is that there's ways with all of these delivery services. And let's not get into the debate of whether the delivery services are a good value or not, okay? Let's not get into that debate. We know that we have to find alternatives, and I'm working on that with a few companies. Ultimately, what we want to see is how to get more out of the existing footprint that we already have. And so if you have a full-size restaurant, and I'll use Dante's, for example, that all of you remember. Dante's, if it had the kitchen capability to make burgers and fries, bad example, but if it did, it could open up Dante's Burgers or some other name. And it allows you to use your existing resources to create a virtual brand. Okay? So that's how I want you to think about it. Let's see who else is out there. Okay, here we go. The Reading Corner Online. I hope you guys are having fun. For those of you that need to go, that's fine. If you have a friend that needs to come, we'll be on here for a little longer. Hi.
Hey, how you doing, Marcus?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing great, thank you.
So who are you? Where are you from? What do you do?
My name is Andy Green, and my wife Karen and I own a preschool business in North Tampa called Wesley Chapel, Florida.
I used to live by Del Mabry and Hines.
Yes, I heard that.
Right by Ivoroni's, where Ivoroni's is.
Been there many times. I ran Carrollwood Country Club for about 3 years.
And have you ever been to Hank's Barbecue?
Yes, I have.
That's my cousin, so stop by and tell him hello.
No way. That's awesome.
So how's business besides shut down right now?
So we're actually celebrating our 10th year as a physical brick and mortar preschool. My wife and I started basically out of our house. She was a teacher in Hillsborough County, and we kept having kids and realized that daycare was going to be a much more expensive option than her going to work, and so we started a little homeschool operation out of our house, and 10 years later it's turned into a brick and mortar preschool that we've been operating, and we have probably the most successful academic preschool in this area. But obviously with COVID happening, that threw a big curveball at us. We didn't know how we were going to come out of it. Looking at, as we entered spring break, that was when really the kind of the uncertainty happened with whether or not we were going to be able to open coming out of spring break, because that's when all the shutdowns were starting to happen with the public schools, and we follow the public school calendar. So what we ended up doing was we surveyed our parents, and we had about a 70% negative response of them returning to brick and mortar preschool. So we then decided, like, what are we going to do? So we said, well, why don't we do virtual out of our upstairs office, and we'll invite all the existing parents and students that we have in our school, which is about 170 kids. Mm-hmm. Because we knew if we didn't offer something, they were going to be asking for refunds.
And is your wife a teacher as well?
Yeah, she's a trained preschool or trained teacher in the Hillsborough County, and also a reading coach. So
is she on the school board?
Is she on the school board? No.
Okay.
No.
And so how are you guys generating revenue right now?
So we actually, when we transitioned to virtual school, that was our way of not having to give refunds for our physical school being closed. Yeah. So we offered the virtual school like 3 days a week for the month, the end of March and the month of April and the month of May. And at that point, we were able to then, we also have a subscription online option that we have been working on for the last 2 years.
Is your wife there?
She actually just got out of bed when she heard that I was on with you.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Did I see a little one right next to you?
We have a bunch of little
ones. We have five kids. So
are they all awake?
No, no, no.
Okay.
No, they are.
Oh, they are.
They are.
I'll keep it down. I'll keep it down.
It's okay.
So, so are you actually preschoolers are going on to school virtually every day?
Yeah,
Both.
so right now our brick and mortar is open. And then we did virtual classes the very second week of quarantine. We started the virtual classes and then we went until like mid-June. In the process, we were renovating our school. So our school is completely renovated. And so we started our brick and mortar on August 10th, and then we start our virtual classes again on September 8th.
Okay.
So we're
Tough
actually going to be
times.
doing 2 businesses out of 1 brick and mortar school. So we will have in-person school, and then we are converting our kitchen area actually to our virtual classroom. So we are right now we have over 200 kids subscribed to our virtual classes all throughout the country. So
I mean, the difference with what we're doing is I have about 4 of my teachers that are working on it with me. So we all bring a different mix. We bring different personalities. So from a business standpoint, we're not bringing an extra support from like a payroll standpoint because they're all, but I write all the curriculum. I write the curriculum for the school.
Were you guys prepared to transition? I mean, did the digital process, was that foreign to you or were you prepared for it?
No, so I mean, I've been doing videos for about 2 years now, trying to get the curriculum. Would love to. Sorry. Yeah, you swing that. I've been writing curriculum for about 8 years. I've been going to conventions. I've been doing Instagram stories, all that kind of stuff for about 4 years. And then about 2 years ago, we started doing almost kind of virtual lessons to where I would bring my camera crew into my classroom and we would do reading lessons and writing lessons and that kind of stuff. And then we also just started doing like on our YouTube channel, like lessons.
different video lessons so
Like
that
All
handwriting
for
lessons.
preschoolers.
Oh yeah, right.
Well, our goal has always been to empower parents to do what they can't do for their kids, right?
Okay.
So my goal in my videos has always been to make it adaptable to where the parents can either let their kids watch me do the lesson and they can be alongside them. And then they get kind of a good idea of how to do it, or they can just let their kids watch me and then they feel like they're kind of still doing it. So when we went virtual, it really was not that hard. I think the biggest challenge was constantly just trying to adapt a little bit more to how we can make this more engaging for the kids, because no child should be on a video lesson for more than an hour, you know? And so we just really found ways of bringing in different personalities and different, like we did dance parties and we would talk to the kids. And
But how do these kids stay focused?
oh my God, it was amazing. They honestly, we had
Because I can't stay focused, let alone.
Right. No, I have
We
total
can't either.
ADHD, so I get it. We did a toddler and then a music, and then we did an early preschool, and kindergarten. So we were essentially on for 3 days a week for 4.5 hours. We had some kids that stayed on the entire time. And I think the reason is, first of all, our curriculum is extremely engaging. And second of all, because we had about 4 of us always mixing it up. So it was never just me on the camera. Like, this is what's happening in schools right now, is these poor teachers are having to be on the camera for 6 hours trying to entertain and educate these kids. And so the difference that we have is we have, 4 to 5 of us that are all different personalities, and we just bring a lot to it. But my curriculum has always been hands-on, so it hasn't been really dry. And we just adapted. Really.
Well, awesome, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We wish you a ton of luck. Good luck, Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, if they play. I don't know. But I'm sure you guys were like, the one time we get Tom Brady and there's no season. What the?
It's okay.
Hopefully we'll have a season.
Well, good luck, guys. Take care.
All right.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
I love the fact that they were ahead of the curve in really understanding what they needed to do for their business. And it wasn't a reaction, it was an action. For those people that are watching tonight, one of the things that I would like is, if you are a business or you know somebody who owns a business that does need help, not only from me, but from a team of experts who are going to come and help, please log on to theprofitcasting.com. It is the one place where we get thousands of applications every single year for people reaching out for help. And now more than ever, we wanted to make that available. That's part of the reason why we're doing this show is we know there's a lot of people with a lot of needs, and we want to make sure that we're doing that. I'll also be launching a podcast later this year called 100% in Charge, and it will be bringing on both business owners, young and old, all the way down to some kids. And I'll be bringing on very special navigators, people that will help people that in areas that I can't. And one of the things that I've learned through this entire COVID process is that more hands on deck are better than less. There is one person that's on the call that I'm trying to get. I saw some of your messages. It's Butterfly5596. And I don't see you requesting to be on. But if you could request to be on, I saw a QCDC comment there. And so if you could go ahead and request to be on, I would love to talk to you about QCDC, which we'll tell everybody about what it is. But I'm bringing on Kua Body, Kua, K-U-A, Body. You're on your way in. Coming right now. Hi.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
I'm Cool Body Studios.
How are you?
I can hear you.
So we
I'm
wanted just to
great.
get
How are you? Oh my
doing
God.
Well, thank you. We wanted just to get a quick check-in, who you are, what you do, where you're from, and any questions that you have.
My name is Upuya Akyung. I live in the San Francisco Bay Area. I'm a woman-owned Samoan business owner in the Bay Area. I own a massage incubator, and it's a platform to help other massage therapists build their practice. So I create this platform. It's a business platform, both the structure and also the business piece, like the financial piece, the scheduling and all that. And so I help them. And these are new and also experienced massage therapists to help them build their practice in the Silicon Valley. And it's kind of disrupting the massage envies out there. And it's I was instrumental in helping build out the program at Google for the last 10 years. So early on in 2014, I was one of the first Google massage therapists. And from there, I just kind of helped build their program. And then left that because I wanted to build my own practice. So, yeah.
So let me understand this. I want to recap it and you just stop me if I'm wrong. You essentially built a business model that you took your years of experience and your expertise in both being a massage practitioner and a business owner, and you've created a model where you can teach people how to do this for themselves.
Absolutely.
What was your motivation to do that?
Well, my background is I'm a school counselor. I'm always about helping and supporting my community. I have a degree in social work, degree in counseling. I'm all about helping my community, people. And so naturally, where I got my massage skills is from my grandmother. I'm Samoan. And just culturally, we learned how to help one another and giving back. Anyways, I'm just kind of getting a little distracted now.
That's okay. Take your time.
Giving back and helping, whether it be
teaching them about their business or teaching them techniques.
Absolutely. Techniques, but also, you know, as massage therapists, they don't always have that business skill. Mm-hmm. They have the craft, they have the talent, but what kind of is missing is always that business piece. And that's what I noticed with all of my teammates. I have about 8 massage therapists on my team who are an amazing therapist, but sometimes it's that business piece that kind of gets in the way of them thriving. So I thought, why? And then I also have been a massage therapist in like spas and some high-end spas, like hotels, but you're paid so little. So I wanted to give these amazing massage therapists the opportunity to thrive financially and also professionally. Mm-hmm. So I created Kua Body Studios, this platform, and they're able to thrive financially. And we have this cohort, like this community of therapists who work with one another. We just celebrate our 6-year anniversary this month, August.
That's congratulations.
Unfortunately, we're shut down the last 6 months, and I'm all about giving back. So as a result of this my business, I created this women entrepreneurs organization called WELA, local grassroots, self-funded, and it's all women. It's all about women entrepreneurs within your local community.
How do you fund that organization, WELA? How do you fund it?
It's all about, every event that we create, every event we put on, the members or the participants pay for the event. So it's all self-funded. We're zero debt.
And are you doing
low budget?
Are you doing events on Zoom right now?
Absolutely. From March, from the day we were impacted, I put on Zoom calls I brought in employment lawyers, CPAs to do with the PPP, the unemployment issues. We created a resource page on our website.
Would you be open to having me join one of the calls?
Absolutely. So we just had, this coming November, we have 2 attorneys that are going to talk about employment and unemployment, because we're all impacted right now and we're trying to figure it out. We also had just recently another CPA who talked about going deep on PPP, because I myself am, even though I'm putting on these events, I'm still a little unsure about how to deal with the PPP, because I know there's a 24-week span, but how do you, how much you give to your landlord, how much do you pay yourself, all of those questions.
So here's what I'd like you to do. I want you to email me, Marcus@marcuslamonis.com. Go ahead and email me. And send me a notification, send me some dates of when you have a Zoom call. I would love to join. And if there's other businesses that we can come on, you figure out the right day and the right time for me. I'm sure I'll come on for a half hour and we'll help some folks out. But I'd also like to get more information about the organization. So will you be kind enough to send me an email?
Yeah, can you put that email address? Where do I find that address again?
It's Marcus, which is my first name. Marcus.
Yep, I got that.
At marcuslamonis.com. Okay.
That's simple enough.
Nice meeting you. Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you so much, Marcus.
Take care.
Love you. We saw you from the very beginning.
Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
I love the fact that she's thinking about how to run a business for profit, but how to help other people also do this. And I think, one of the things that we all need to think about is that there's this really mixed message around doing good and making money. And, I want to tell you guys all, I'm sure you've heard it before, but making a profit is not a dirty word. Profit is not a dirty word. And I don't mean the show, but actually making money. And if you want to be benevolent and you want to give back to others, there is nothing wrong with it. In fact, I actually believe it's soul cleansing and necessary as humans to grow. But in order to do some of those things, sometimes you have to be successful. And success isn't determined by how much money you make, but by the fact that you set an objective and you set a goal and you accomplish it. And then taking some of those fruits of that labor and giving it to other people, paying it forward or teaching people or sharing it with people is probably one of the most satisfying things about being in business. We know that one of the challenges that have existed in this American economy is the opportunity for people who have not been given the opportunity, whether that's people of color or women. One of the things that I'm very focused on as I move forward in my own business career is how to make sure that people are provided more opportunities. And the only way that I'm sitting where I am today, other than being blessed as heck, is that I was given an opportunity. And so it's important that we provide that path for people and that it's very clear. So we bring on a few more people. Let's see if Rita Forte is available. I like that name. Rita, I hope you're on. I hope you can. Here she comes, connecting, Rita, come through. I'm hoping you have Comcast. Rita, I'll come back to you, Rita, I promise. I tried to get you. As we head into the balance of this year, I sat down with the folks at CNBC and we really talked about the importance of putting a bigger spotlight on small businesses and really making sure that we're addressing different industries and different backgrounds and different problems. And so as we head into that and you know of businesses, please keep that in mind. Let me see if I can try a few more people. I hope Rita comes back because I was really excited. Let's see if, let's see. Well, this one's interesting. Oh boy, I don't even know how to say that, but let's see. 302 Horseshoe Crab. That sounds fun. For those of you that are enjoying this, we're going to go on till probably another 45 minutes. For those of you that are bored. Hi.
Hey Marcus, how you doing?
How you doing?
I am doing amazing. This is like a dream come true. Good to see you this
Well, it's a
evening.
dream for me, but I need to know what the heck the business is. I'm going to guess. Can I guess what it is?
Sure.
What was the name again?
302 Horseshoe Crab.
Is that Delaware?
Yeah. Good for you.
Okay. So tell us what you do. We know where you are. Tell us what you do, obviously, and who you are.
Okay, so I'm Keith. This is Carlin. And our main business is cam
Whoa,
production.
wait a second. You said that like she doesn't matter. We're going to have to stop right there.
Okay.
Is that your boss?
Yes. God, you're smart, Marcus.
Okay. So let's slow it down. You're Keith. What's your name, ma'am?
Carlin.
Carlin. That's a cool name. And what do you guys do?
So we are a private label branding company. We came up with this design for the 302, which represents the area code for Delaware, the only area code. And the horseshoe crab is the state marine animal. So it's a design I came up with about 4 years ago. And we put it on apparel, hats, t-shirts, accessories, and we sell it here. Started out as selling at retail stores on commission. And when COVID kind of hit, we pulled everything from the store that we had it on commission.
I'm going to have to stop you because I don't quite understand. You're a private label company or you are a brand that sells merchandise?
I guess we're a brand that sells merchandise.
Because when you said private label company, I thought you make things for other people and you white label it for them.
Oh, okay.
So when you say you're a private label company, we want to refine that a little bit. You've established 302 Horseshoe Crab as a brand.
Yep.
And then you work with people all around the state to sell the product and they get like a affiliate fee for it?
No, we pretty much just sell it on our own. So, Nike sells everything Nike.
Yep.
So we sell everything with our logo on it. And we sell it at a retail store and we're working on selling wholesale now.
Can you grab something and show me what something would look like?
Yeah, so here's a hat. So we
Okay.
put it on hats, we put it on t-shirts, we put it on sweatshirts. We have it at a retail store that's on commission now, which has been great for us. We had it in 3 retail stores selling our different apparel prior to COVID. Since then, some of those haven't done as much. There's another hat, like a leather patch hat.
Is that crab, by the way? It looks like a stingray.
It's a horseshoe crab.
Is it the same shape as a stingray or am I way off?
No, you're a little off, but that's okay. We'll
Well, no,
send you one.
I need to learn. I'll be Googling it. So how do you grow your business from here? Like, what do you do differently going forward?
So that's one thing we've really asked. We say, what would Marcus do? And we're really trying to push wholesale. I feel like we're doing pretty good. Last year, we're doing this full time, both of us. Last year, we did about 200,000 in sales.
That's excellent.
And so with COVID, when that hit, we went online. We really didn't have much of an online presence before.
What's the website?
The website, you can just go to 302horseshoecrab.com.
And are you on Shopify?
Yes.
And have you found that to be super helpful?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use Shopify in a lot of my small businesses because they give me a lot of flexibility, a ton of flexibility, and they have these different levels. And so I learned through this process that it gave us a lot of flexibility to have different kind of products and buy online, ship from store, buy online, pick up in store. It really created some flexibility for us. And how are you marketing?
It gave us some personalization too, like the options for emails and things, because that was what we were not getting because we weren't in the stores, or we would do events, farmers markets and things as well to get our brand out. And the Shopify was great for emails and just contacting and personalization, all those things they offer. So it's been great.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the question that I ultimately have is, as you get people that visit your site, what CRM are you using?
What do you mean by that? Sorry. We don't know that term.
Okay. So how do you manage your database and how do you communicate with people? Do you use MailChimp? Do you use anything as a tool?
No, that's probably our next step. Actually, we were just talking about that this evening, you know, where we've kind of gone the opposite route. We started out in a retail store and then went to online. So that's where we're really trying to focus now. And we said, you know, we have a lot of customers that have come back that they're on their 12th, 13th, 14th order with us, but we have a lot of people, it's their first order. So we need to probably engage them more and get them returning to our store more.
I want you to do a little research, if you could, over the next couple of weeks on a company called MailChimp. And it doesn't matter whether it's MailChimp or other companies that do similar things, but I want you to get into a CRM, and it's a retention tool that allows you to put all of your customer data into one file and slice it and dice it and communicate back to that customer in a way that they want to be communicated with, and on products and services that they want to be communicated with. Too many companies make the mistake of building a database and then just shooting everything to everybody at one time. Okay, and so rather than customizing it or curating it towards if it's a young man or a young lady or they're a size small or a XXL, you really want to start to communicate with them in a way that they can understand it. Okay.
Okay. And
so I'm going to call you guys. I'm going to cut you off, but I'm going to come back to you in 2 weeks.
Okay.
And you better have already gotten it and known what it was, because that's how we're going to grow our business in the back half of this year. And then we're going to take the next step and work on some digital marketing in a small area, in a small radius. And we're going to drive those people through the funnel. We're going to put them in a database and we're going to learn how to market to them long before the holidays come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. We're planning for the holidays now.
Give me 5 things before you hang up that are special about Delaware.
First state to sign the Constitution.
Okay.
Small, only 96 miles by 35 miles.
Okay.
Her 5th great uncle was governor of Delaware.
Okay.
It is the nation's capital, so a lot of people from DC are vacation capital. So people from DC, Baltimore, Northern Virginia, they all come here on vacation. Okay. And there is no sales tax.
No sales tax.
Great. So what I want you to do is take some of those ideas and I want you to show me a different rendering of something that can expand the 302 to have the crab, but something else cool about the state. Because as you grow your tourism business, because it's the vacation capital, if somebody doesn't like a crab, they may want to know that it's the first state in the Constitution. They may want to know that it's only 96 miles. Have some fun with some new designs, because I want you to have recurring revenue. And recurring revenue happens when you have something different to offer.
Yep. We're finding that now. Yep.
So what's your homework assignment for 2 weeks?
CRM.
MailChimp and new designs.
You got it. I'll see you soon.
All right.
Good luck, guys.
Cheers.
And don't forget who's in charge, sir.
Always. No.
It's not me, it's her.
I know.
Okay, we'll talk to you soon.
Bye, take care.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. For those of you that have a business today, it is important to start to think about how you're going to evolve. And when you're in your business, it's tough. It's tough to really understand, okay, how do I need to pivot? Because you're living in the woods, which is why I want to encourage you to continue to lean on other people for advice. Your neighbor at home, your neighbor at work, a lot of different people. Okay, so let's really work on that. Let's see if I can find Rita again. I know that Rita said she was back. I'm hoping she has a connection. Rita, we're waiting. Rita. It says connecting. It says connecting. Rita, please call and get Comcast. It says connecting. Okay, Rita, I want you to email me, marcus@marcuslemonis.com. We'll trade emails and I'll FaceTime you. I know you've been here waiting to ask a question. I promise you I will call you myself. For some reason, our connection isn't making it. Let me try someone else. Okay. Peter Brook Chocolatier. Well, this ought to be a fun one. I got a little bit of a story on that. Let's see if I can get them up. Won't tap. Peter Brook won't go. Unable to join, it says. Okay, unable to join. Let's go to terrificdeal.com. I always love a terrific deal. Terrific deal. Waiting for a terrific deal. For those of you that are here, when you come on, please make sure you have a really, really good connection. Here we come. Terrific deal.
Hey, can they see us? Can you hear me?
I can't see you. It says connecting, but I can hear you.
Oh, great. Hey, Mike. They can't see
Hi.
us live, but we're going to talk to you. I won't
Can you see me?
Yeah, we can see you.
We can see you.
This is awesome.
Well, I'm here.
But you can't see us. All right, great. Hey, Zoe, it's Marcus, but they can't see us.
So what is Terrific Deal? Where are you? Who are you? And what do you do?
Okay, so we are an online Amazon company. We are a 3P seller, which means we are a small business providing service.
Oh, we lost Terrific Deal. It's the same thing that I talked about. You guys have to make sure that you have really, really good coverage. And I apologize for those of you that tried to get through. Let's see, Chris Fryland. I think I said that, Res. Fryland? Chris? Let's see if Chris, there we go, Chris.
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing,
Marcus?
Chris?
Hey, I really just want to make sure that I want to listen more than I talk in this one, because this is the one chance I get to get some really good advice.
Okay, what do you got?
So my wife and I, Miko and I, we opened Miko's Hot Chicken 13 months ago in a food truck. And right when COVID happened in March, that's when we actually decided to move into a brick and mortar. So that was intense. But when we opened up our brick and mortar in March, we actually doubled our sales since then. And we actually already outgrew our restaurant, and we just trying to figure it out. Yeah, there you go.
Where are you located? We all want to know so we can
We're
come.
located in Houston, Texas.
Houston,
So,
Texas, and
we
the
got a
name
storm
again?
coming here in a second, I think.
And the name again?
Miko's Hot Chicken. I'll write it in here.
Just spell it for us.
MICO''S.
Hot Chicken.
Hot Chicken. Yes, sir.
Okay, let me see if I got this right. So I did an episode on Nashville.
There you go.
And I went and had a hot chicken there. And it was really fried chicken, but it was super spicy, and it was dipped in this red sauce. Is that it?
Yes, that's what we're doing in Houston.
Okay. And how close are you to Katy?
I'm sorry?
How close are you to Katy, Texas?
Oh, so Katy, Texas is a suburb of Houston. So we're about, there's what's it called? There's one of your stores out there.
I got a Camping World there, yeah.
Yeah, actually, we've been out there. My wife and I, we wanted to go on an RV trip once we get time to actually start relaxing. And
And
we
do you
can't
have
go
a
to
food
Europe.
truck
So.
still?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a food truck?
No, so we got rid of all our liabilities as much as we could, so we could kind of be more, have less risk.
Do you do catering?
We can't. So that's the crazy part. We open 5 days a week. And before we open, about 15 minutes before we open, people start lining up. We would have 20, 30 people in line. And we don't have a 3 or 4 o'clock when it kind of dips. It just keeps going. And when we have shift change, our ticket times goes up because we need people to get out and get people in. And it's insane.
Okay, I got a couple technical questions for you. Is your
Yes, sir.
boss there with you, or are you by yourself?
I'm sorry?
Is your boss there with you, or are you by yourself?
So my wife, she said that if I was going to go on this thing, it's going to be on my own.
Okay, we tell her that I love her anyway, okay? So a couple
Yes.
questions. What was your average order dollar amount when you first opened?
It would probably be,
And if you don't know it, say you don't know.
yeah, I don't know. I would
What
say
is your
close to
average
probably
dollar amount now?
$26.
Okay, so what I want you to do starting today is I want you to start to track it.
Okay.
Because as you think about it, right, the goal behind a high demand business is you have a limited amount of time and a limited amount of product.
Yes.
And so we want to maximize everything that we get in that share of wallet when people come in. Okay. How many sides do you have?
I only have fries, coleslaw, and that's it.
Do you have any desserts?
We have banana pudding that we just reselling from another small business here in town.
Okay. So one of the things that I love about what you do is you're staying very focused. You're not trying to be all over the place.
Only
So
3
people
menu
are
items.
in and out. Huh?
Only 3 menu items.
Okay. And do you feel like your pricing is right?
Yes.
How
People
do
say
you
it's a
know?
great value because
do you know?
the response from people saying it's great value, my profit margins are good.
So I have a dear friend in Latta, South Carolina. And many years ago, we got into business together. It's a barbecue restaurant. And he wanted to provide a great value. And he didn't know what his food costs were. Okay. And he didn't know what his average ticket was. But he has turned out to be, him and his wife have turned out to be amazing business people because they started to understand that pricing is a curve.
Yes.
And if you believe that your demand is down the street, which it is, okay?
Yeah.
Do you know what your food costs are?
24%. We have a bookkeeper.
Okay, and what would you need to do to make them 23%?
I got to price go up a little bit.
Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to think openly, sit down with your wife without me because she doesn't want to talk to me. And I want you to start to look at ways at expanding the margin because you have a limited amount of time and a limited amount of days and a limited amount of hours and a limited amount of product. And so until that demand curve just flattens a little bit, right? If the demand curve looks like this,
yeah,
and we know the supply looks like this, we want to take the pricing up nominally, quarter, 15 cents, 35 cents. I'm not talking about raising it $1 or $2. We don't want to do that to people, but I want you to find out where that inflection point is.
Well, we went from $8.99 to $9.99, and nothing changed. We just kept going up in volume.
Right. So you get my point?
Yeah, but if I go up to $10.99, that's a whole $1. I don't think that's
Well,
going to change anything.
I'm not asking you to go up $1.
Okay.
I'm asking you to push the gas a little.
Okay.
And you can still keep your foot on the brake because you don't want to upset people. But at the end of the day, I want your food cost to be closer to 20%, particularly since you have fries and coleslaw. We know potatoes are cheap and we know cabbage is cheap.
Correct.
And we know chicken is not.
Correct. Yeah, we sell 6-ounce chicken breast.
So I want you to try to get that number down by 1 or 2 points. So if the average ticket is $10, if the average meal is $10 and your food costs are 24%, what are your food costs?
I'm sorry? If my average ticket...
If your retail price is $10...
Yes.
And your food costs are 24%...
Yeah, 2.4...
$2.40, right?
Yeah.
And so volume will actually drive that food cost down, right?
Correct. Correct.
But you don't have the ability to do more volume.
Well, that's why actually my question is how to scale in a concept like ours. You don't believe I should right now?
I don't want you to change your days just yet. I want you to find the maximum margin opportunity first. And I love the fact that there's a line down the hall.
Yes.
And so I want you to focus on how to drive your food costs down by being more efficient in the kitchen.
Okay.
And how to find out where the elasticity is in the price. And what that means is how much flexibility is there? Can I go to 10.15? Can I go to 10.25? And if I'm not comfortable doing that, what other high margin, low food cost items can be added to the menu that would raise the average ticket and drive your food costs down? For example, if I was partners with you, one of my favorite things is cornbread with big chunks of corn and jalapeno in it. You know what it costs to make cornbread? Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
And so even if you added it, it's $9.95 or $10.95 with my wife's famous cornbread, we know that we're going to be able to convert people. And those food costs are probably 10% or less.
Probably, yeah, less, yeah.
So what will happen to that $10.95 orders? Your food costs will be 22%.
Correct.
Okay? I want you to email me your menu.
Okay.
And send me your phone number.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to send all my guys and gals from Katy there, but apparently they're not going to be able to get in.
Yeah, we have a lot of people driving almost an hour just to come and get our food.
Don't grow too fast.
Thank you. Okay.
Get the cash up in the bank. You have a lot of cash in the bank?
Yes, we want to kind of see how we can spend the money.
No. Don't let it burn a hole in your pocket. Let's get our margins improved.
Okay.
Let's get our efficiency improved. How many hours a day are you open?
We are open from 10 hours, from 11 to 9.
11 to 9. If you opened up at 10:30, would you start selling earlier?
Yes, yeah. What we're doing right now is we just hired a new GM to help us expand our hours and expand our days. We need to be 7 days. We need to be at least 11, 12 hours.
What I don't want you to do is I want you to slow walk it, and here's why.
Okay.
We don't want that supply-demand curve to break.
Okay.
And if you make it too easy for people to get, then all of a sudden you're now dealing with commodities and people are going to start nickel and diming you. You want it to be slow and steady and slow and steady. And I want you to get your cost down. I want you to try one more menu item. And then I want you to start by adding a half hour on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays.
Okay.
That's it. You're closed Sundays and Mondays, right?
I'm closed Mondays and Tuesdays. My Sunday is, every day is the same.
Okay. Let's take it slow. Email me and we'll talk offline, okay? And say hi to your
Sounds
wife
good.
for me.
I will. I'll tell
Are
Miko
there any
hi.
kids?
We got 3 kids. She just put into bed right now.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is she the mom of the year or are you the dad of the year?
I would say she's the mom of the year because she's the secretary and the mom at home.
Good answer, because you know she's going to watch this.
She is. I bet. I don't think she's putting the kids to sleep right now. I bet she got her phone up right now.
Good luck to you, my man.
Thank you.
Super proud of all your efforts. Great job. Way to
I
make
appreciate
something
it.
good out of something bad.
Thank you.
I always find it fascinating when we can meet business owners who have that fire in their belly, who want to solve problems, who want to grow their business, who have a good balance of family and home, who understand what they have, and who probably woke up one day and didn't realize that he had something great. And so much love to those folks. If you're ever in Houston, Texas, please, please, please visit them. Okay, let me see if I can find Rita again. She sent me a note and said she's ready. Come on, Rita. We got about 25 minutes left. Let's see.
Did we finally get it? Oh, did we finally get it?
We're here, Rita.
Let me wipe my screen. How are you?
Your screen is good. I want to see your beautiful face. How are we doing?
We're doing good. Can you hear me okay? Because I have my fan going on over here. It's hot.
Totally fine. So I want to know, where are you and what do you do?
Okay, great. Well, I am in Oakland, California, with those California fires up here. Yeah, probably the smoky air is what's going through.
Power off?
Yeah, exactly. That's probably what maybe I couldn't come through with. No, they didn't. I'm in Oakland. I'm about maybe 45 minutes away from the fires.
Okay, and what do you do?
Yeah, so I have 2 businesses. My main business is still going, except we have about half of the clients. I'm kind of like the first business, maybe the second business that got on. I remember his name. It was J.W. Picker. So we are a marketing agency, and our main focus is merchandising apparel. So we farm out to our production to get our screen printing and embroidery done for, kind of the same amount of, or same type of clients, nonprofits, small businesses, and brands and artists. I was a DJ back in the day, so I was a DJ for 10 years. Exactly, I still got it.
Okay, good.
And so I still have a lot of ties to the music and entertainment business, so those are some of our clients as well, too. And again,
okay, I have an opportunity for you.
Okay.
I have a business opportunity.
I'm so ready for that.
Okay, no, but this is really cool, though.
Okay. Are you going to tell me now, or do I have to email you?
No, I'm going to tell you right now.
Okay.
So on September 15th, I'm launching a virtual concert series with a bunch of big acts for my customers in my businesses. And we'll be streaming it on live. It's called the Camping World Concert Series. And we have people like Alabama, Martina McBride, lots of cool artists from around the country.
Yes.
And we developed the logo, but we don't have any apparel for the concert series.
Come on. Come on. Come on, we'll print you up. We'll get you guys all set up. I have a few production facilities out here in the Bay Area that I work with, so depending on what you need.
I want you to design something cool and different that ties in
Yep.
outdoors and camping and concerts.
We have an in-house graphic designer that we work with. Do check us out. The olivestreetagency.com is the website. Okay. And we can work on it and put it out. That would be awesome.
So what is the name of the business?
The name of the business is theolivestreetagency.com. So,
Okay, so I'm
just
gonna
like
give you a $20,000 order.
a $20,000
Order.
Are you kidding me?
No, but I better get a good damn deal. I'm telling you right now.
Yes, you. Let's go. Let's go, Marcus.
What's the second business that you have?
So the second business is pretty much laying dormant right now. It's a women's basketball business. So I used to play basketball back in college, play sports.
Wait a minute, you play basketball and you were a DJ?
I'm only telling my truths here, Marcus.
Okay.
And so it's always been a love of mine, but this is what I always say when I'm telling people about the business. The business is called Women's All B-Ball. And I tell people to imagine this. Close your eyes, don't close your eyes. When you're going down the street and you're passing a park with a basketball court, how many women do you see playing?
Not enough.
That is exactly why we exist, right? So after the age of 21, even though there's Title IX, even though there's those things in place, even though there's the WNBA, we all know that there is just a less opportunity for women to play basketball and play the sport that they love recreationally. So we created programs under this business so women can play basketball after the age of 21 here in the Bay Area. We've touched over like 2,500 women out here.
Is it a league? Is it a league?
Yes, a league playing in Oakland and in San Francisco. But of course, with COVID, it's shut all that down. We don't have bubble money.
Do people call you DJ Baller or no?
We'll talk about my DJ name another time.
No, I want to know what it is.
Do I have to say that in front of everybody?
Everybody wants to know. Everybody wants to know right now what it is.
All right, everybody go look me up. My DJ name. Prior to 2011, okay, in the college years, my DJ name was DJ Backside.
Okay, I like that. And so what's happening with the league right now?
Yeah, so the league right now, we've pretty much stopped all business. We keep in touch with our players here and there. We actually did a crowdfunding campaign last year with ifundwomen.com. And we were able to get to half of our budget, but we were supposed to throw a tournament in the fall. We pretty much survive off of throwing pickup games on Sunday mornings, on the weekends, or Sunday afternoons. But, you know, we just can't take that risk. And so we want to be safe. So we've kind of put everything off until next year.
Can you play with masks?
Check this out. We do, I'm getting people masks right now with the merchandising business and everything like that, but not with basketball. It's not the same. I could barely ride my bike with it. What do you think?
When I go to a gym, I wear it because I feel like I have to, and it's hard.
Yeah, but basketball?
All right, so let's do this. We're going to focus on two things.
Yes.
You're going to email me, marcus@marcuslemonis.com. You're going
Absolutely.
to my teammate, Karen Porter, who is probably rolling her eyes right now because she has to work on this. And we're going to put shirts in all of our stores. I have a feeling it's going to be way more than 20,000, but I just need like a heather gray, cool T-shirt. But I got to be able to go up to like 3X because I got some, you know,
yes,
I got people with some size.
Yes.
And then when we get back into season, if you do a good job with this, I'll give you some other business. But if you do a good job, we may even be a sponsor of the league. I got a store in Vacaville. Is Vacaville far from you?
My family used to live there, up near the nut tree.
You said your ex.
I said my family, not my ex.
You said ex.
No.
Okay, listen. Will you remember to email me?
I will. Can I ask you one question though?
Anything you want.
Okay, because I've actually been hitting you on Twitter and trying to get your attention, but you don't respond to me. But I totally understand. And this is something that's like
you should keep hitting me.
Well, this is why I'm here today. Yes. So this is my question. I think I've been on a lot of your lives since we've done COVID, but something else that, of course, that has happened during COVID is the racial uprising and everything going on with that as well. And you know, I saw your video with your business in Chicago, and that's just right in the heart of it. And so you can go back and kind of search on Twitter. This is exactly what I've been asking you, which is, are you planning, or would you like to put together anything to help Black-owned businesses? Because I also think that's a moment that we're in right now, that a lot of businesses, small, large, are actually really acknowledging and taking into consideration as they're running their business. And I just haven't seen you talk about it or attack it. I even did a Google search. I was like, Marcus Lemonis, Black-owned businesses, just because I would really love to see you talk about it. You know,
so let me address that in 3 parts.
Okay, go for it.
First of all, Black Lives Matter, period, end of story.
Thank you.
Okay. Number 2, a lot of the work that I do, I don't put it on the street, but I am working with some organizations on the south side of Chicago. It was after the first looting that happened, because our store was actually looted twice. And I started working with an organization on the south side called QCDC with a woman named Rhonda, and another project called the Greenwood Project. You can look up both of them. But I don't ever feel a need to put my business on the street when I'm working with organizations. So that's number 1. Number 2, excuse me.
Okay.
Number 3, I invest in people. And I don't look at people based on their race, their religion, their gender preference, their sexuality, any of those things. However, I do find it important, because I know my mom, who's not with us anymore, would absolutely be pounding her fist on the table saying, I don't care that you don't look, but I'm going to tell you to open your damn eyes right now, and you're going to give people an opportunity who can't get an opportunity otherwise. Okay? But I expect everybody, no matter what race they are, no matter what gender, what religion, to show up and put their A game on display.
I'm there. I'm there.
And so
yeah,
I don't think
that's
about
not an
it
issue.
the same way everybody else does. I'm reopening my business because I know it's important to make a statement, but I also think it's important to give people an opportunity who otherwise would not be given that opportunity prior to Minnesota. And Minnesota shouldn't be that spark. It shouldn't be that spark. It should be a reminder for those of us that were ignorant to not pay attention.
Absolutely. And I think it was that for a lot of people, but much respect for being before the spike. I mean, something happened yesterday, right? You know,
but I have to do a better job. And I can't put that on anybody else. I have to be, as a human being, have to do a better job. My wife reminds me all the time, and she's tough, real tough. I have to do a better job of thinking about people that otherwise aren't given an opportunity. And so my pledge to you and to everybody else is that as I move forward, I will be more mindful. And when I'm forgetful, I expect people like you to remind me. I'm asking you.
I'm right there.
Okay?
This is what I live. I live it every day. I live in this skin every day. That's what I'll say. And so I have,
And I don't know what that feels like. And so all I need to do is learn from it.
Absolutely. I appreciate you. And I love that you said the people part first. This is why it's so important for me to do things like this. I've actually, during this time, and this will be my last thing, is that I've actually applied to a few grants to where I've been able to do a video to show who I am, to tell my story. Like, I can't tell this on a piece of paper. I can't tell it on an application to fill it out. And I think I'm not the only person of color, Black-owned business that is really like that, really, I mean, I think all businesses have a story, right? But I think there's some less heard than others. And so I really appreciate, opportunities like this. So that's why I just kept saying, I gotta get in. Thank you so much.
You gotta get my damn shirts made, and they better be
Let's go.
And let me just tell you something. I don't know, are you a good ball player?
You're gonna take me?
No, I didn't say that. But do you allow boys to play, or is it just like an all girls thing?
Yeah, it's called women's all b-ball, so it's all for women.
Okay, can I be the ref?
Yeah, Yeah, or you could be in the stands and cheer us on.
Okay, I'll be in the stands and cheer us on. Don't forget to email me. I love your
I'm not.
I love your optimism, and you keep
Awesome.
staying positive, okay?
Thank you. I'm so glad that I got. Thanks, Marcus Lemonis.
Game on. You better get my damn shirts ready.
Game on. Let's do it.
We'll see you.
All right.
Talk to you soon.
Peace. All right. Bye.
Look, I think for those people who are confused or nervous or don't know what to say or don't know what to do, the message is very simple, right? For those of us, and I'm not speaking to anybody on this other than myself, so I'm looking in the mirror. For those of us that have not made it at the forefront of our thinking about providing opportunities to other people who haven't been given them, it is the time. But for those people who haven't been given an opportunity and now get that opportunity, it is also your responsibility to show up and put up. And it is not an opportunity for handouts. I'm not a handout guy. I'm a capitalist. I have no problem admitting that. I like to make money, but I also like to take that money and do good things with it. And part of doing that is by providing an opportunity for people that don't necessarily have the avenue or have the path or have the connections. And so we have to do that. You can't make people do it though, folks. And you can't be mad at people who don't do it. It's really about educating and leading by example. And so our commitment for me as an individual, and I know my wife and I feel the same way, and I know that CNBC and the Prophet feel the same way, it is our time to put our money where our mouth is. And I know that we're committed to doing that as a network, as a television show, as a production company, as a business owner, as a parent. I'm not a parent, but as a spouse or whatever it may be, it is our time to do that. And so it is, the time is here. And for those people that struggle to say it, Black Lives Matter, it's that simple. It doesn't mean that other people don't matter. But in this moment, it is about that. And it is important to recognize those people. And when I think about the number of businesses that have been on the show, I know that I could have done a better job in finding those minority businesses that weren't necessarily given an opportunity. And for those who were given an opportunity, they have demonstrated more often than not a great commitment to their business, to their community, and they have treated me with nothing but respect. It's not a black or brown thing. It's a human thing. And that's where we are today. Okay? Let's take one more before we call it a night. Let's see. I'm going to try. Here we go. Peter Brook Chocolatier. We're going to end on a sweet note. Don't forget that if you are interested in being on the show, theprofitcasting.com is where you need to apply. Hi, guys.
Hi. We're here.
You're here.
Yes.
Are you at your shop?
We are at home right now.
No, this is my house.
So who are you? What do you do? Because I know who you are, but everybody else does not.
I'm Jennifer Hill. I'm the owner. This is my daughter, Sydney. She's going to be running the shop with me. And my daughter, Drew, is at home right now. She's not here.
Okay. And tell everybody what it is your shop is.
It is a Peter Brook Chocolatier. It's a custom retail boutique chocolate delicious experience that you have to have.
Now, you know that we're related, right?
I do know very well.
Do you know the story of how we're related? Do you want to tell everybody?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah.
I'll let you tell the story to all the Prophet fans.
So you came in and you helped out Peter. Peter is the Peter of Peter Brook.
But people don't know who Peter is. What's his name?
Peter Geiger. Peter Geiger ran.
No, what's his name to people that know the Prophet?
Sweet Pete.
Sweet Pete. Yeah.
Sweet Pete.
Jacksonville. He has a beautiful shop in downtown Jacksonville.
We love it.
It's gorgeous. And his mother opened a shop in 1983 called Peter Brook, and not because he was the favorite. It just happened to be they picked his name first. But anyway, he's an amazing chocolatier. He does great work. So I can do nothing but claim great work for Peter. But Peter Brook was owned by his mother. Brooke, his sister, still owns a shop down at Atlantic Beach.
And she does very well.
Yes. She does fantastic work. But recently they've opened up the franchise opportunity. We bought a franchise. We're in Tampa. And now
Where in Tampa are you?
For sale.
We need you.
Yes, our contracts
are. Where in Tampa are you?
Downtown, beautiful, right on Curtis Hickson, right on the Riverwalk. You can't miss us.
Near Hyde Park?
No, we're a couple of miles north of Hyde Park, but within walking distance on the same Riverwalk. Yeah.
We can see
What's that beautiful old building that looks like a university?
University of Tampa.
Yeah, University of Tampa is within eye view. We can see it right across the river from our shop.
And are you just bought it?
Yeah, we're supposed to be opening in a few weeks.
Why do you look scared?
Because we're scared.
Because our contracts are for sale.
Yeah, it kind of terrified us. I mean, like.
What do you mean your contracts are for sale?
Our owner, Billy, who also owns Bubba Burgers, he
assigned the debt. He put the debt up, and he put our contracts up as part of the debt that he owes. So he's selling us off. All of the contracts are for sale for all.
Wait a minute. The whole company's for sale?
No,
just
the
the
franchises. Peter Brook Franchise of America is for sale.
So we need
And what's going to be left?
They will still own the factory. They will still own the copyright, and they will still own the corporate stores, which are.
So what he's essentially trying to do is pay his debts off by selling the royalty rights in perpetuity.
You got it.
And how much is he asking?
I'm thinking about $500,000.
But it's 13.
I sent you the document. You could look it up. The numbers are on it.
We emailed it to you.
What do you mean, just now?
Yes. That's why we missed your call, because we were emailing you.
Okay, this sounds like we should do a whole episode on this.
Yes,
We need
please.
to do a whole couple of weeks worth of episodes because you got to go to Winter Park, you got to go to Tuscaloosa, you got to go to Norcross. They
How
all
many franchisees are there?
right now there's about 13.
Okay, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to, did you send it to the Profit Casting?
We
No,
sent
we
it
sent
to
it to
your
you.
email, Marcus.
Send it also to the Profit Casting, because that's really where we're taking that's how I look at the business applications. And if you could send, I'm glad that you sent it to both. And I promise you somebody will be in touch if it's not me.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
We would love it. We would love to
We
work
love
with
you so much, and we love everything you did for Sweet Pete.
Well, so what's your biggest fear in opening?
Well, right now, because we are still tied to corporate blocks us from a lot of things. Like,
So they do geofencing. So they take all the online sales and they take them to themselves, and they don't let us have it.
yeah,
They will not let us sell online. They will not let us market online. They own our passwords and everything. We can't do anything.
And why are they only selling to franchises? Because they want to continue to control the distribution?
I believe so, but also the franchises are the only profitable part of the company right now.
That's true.
Okay, I'm going to take a look at it. I don't want to put everybody's business on the street right now. We'll wait for that. But I wish you guys a lot of luck. I promise you we'll be in touch.
Okay.
And
you
it's
so much.
family-owned business, right?
Yes.
Yes.
When did you decide to do this?
I did it in October, before all this mess started. And like I said, I did run for school board. I got third place, so I'm out of the primary. But I did run. It was a great election.
Teach for 17 years until all of us kids graduated. We have a younger brother that's going to college now, so she.
Where did you go to school, Chamberlain?
No. I'm from Illinois originally, so I went to school up near Chicago. So
Where did the kids go?
my daughter graduated from USF University, but I taught over in Pinellas County. I'm not I live in Hillsborough. I teach in another county.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll be in touch, guys. Congratulations, and we'll see you soon. Okay.
Thank you, Marcus.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you so much to all of you who joined us tonight. We are going to do our best to do these as often as we can. We know that right now what people need is an opportunity to learn from each other, get ideas, be inspired, have information. And so as we head back into the next season, we appreciate it. Share this with your friends and your employees as we come back on in the coming weeks. We would love to have new ideas and lots of new things. Remember to wear a mask. It is the best return on investment that you will ever get. If you or somebody you know needs help with their business, log on to theprofitcasting.com. And for you to get notifications about these, please follow The Profit CNBC, the Instagram page. It'll allow us to send you direct messages and communicate with you. And we may even be able to provide exclusive content to some of you. So thank you all for joining me tonight, and we'll see you soon. Be safe.